I've been working in the Ministry of Health for the past 5 years, and I've been various postings, medical, surgical, obstetric, and I've been doing rural posting, and that is in Long Lama, which is 6 hours from here, and just right at the heart of the jungle. I actually conduct clinics and also flying doctor service. If time permits also, I actually visits, I even conduct overseas visits. For example, I've been to the Philippines and also some parts of West Malaysia. We actually visit the poor. We conduct clinics in the poor villages where they have no doctors.
He is not, most young people nowadays are very ambitious. If possible, they want to work in the city and away from the rural areas. He's a bit different. He will like to serve the poor first, and then later think about serving in the city, or perhaps he wants to remain serving the rural area.
When I reflect back on the statistics of Malaysian government statistics, the ratio of doctor per patient is very poor. I think in this part of the region we are talking 1 in 5,000. And some people have never even seen a doctor in their life. And so, and compounded with the fact that I have friends actually asked me to come here. So I actually requested to come and serve Sarawak. I learned that the condition of the people there back in the remote areas of Param, the Ulu Param, is quite bad. Okay. Imagine this, the entire area that we serve is as big as Pahang, but we only have 4 existing doctors. Service for mankind, that has been always my principle even after I graduate as a medical student. Well, I suppose it serves both my religious fulfillment and also our own scientific evolutionary theory, where actually by serving others we actually continue our existence. So it serves both scientific and non-scientific purposes. My greatest motto is I think it's my religious value. They actually taught me how is it important to look at your neighbors when they are in pain, how we should help them.
He understands people suffering, and that's why he's doing medicine. That's one thing good. He's selfless, and he volunteers to serve in the rural areas. I think the government's having difficulty getting people to serve in the rural area, but he put out his stand straight away and went there till now.
And the second principle I hold on to life is never say die. I'm a bit hard-headed, although I lose at times. It's just part of life, but I always try hard. Like what someone would say, you try until your fate comes. So I like to try until, even if I detected to fail, then let it be. But at least I tell myself I tried my best shot. As for the hard-headed attitude, I think that has been on since I was young. Because I'm very, very motivated by many scholars, whether in our country or whether outside our country, how they actually achieve, how they started from bottom and rise until the top.
Eccentric, can be philosophical at times, but it's a very nice person, very down to earth, very Malaysian. Okay.
I went into a lot of deep readings, especially on Oriental philosophy and more religious value, and also Greek philosophy. All this comes mixed into my mind. I come into a certain conclusion that being good actually is very wholesome, not to other people, and also very good for you also. It actually nourishes the soul. But I went along the way, and as I work and actually service for other people, there are many things actually happen in my life that when I see pain, it actually adds in. Every single moment of pain that I see actually adds into my existing belief to strengthen my faith that hey, I should help people. When I was walking in Philippines, there was this lady who held a child. She was looking through the steakhouse, and she was actually mouth-watering and wanted to eat. She was just holding a child, and the child was actually sucking. You see, and people were just zooming past mine, just as if nothing actually happened. And you see that kind of scene, where it's a stark contrast to what we have in Malaysia. I mean, that thing actually hit you on the spot like that, So, it's just one of those examples that actually taught me that we have to be kind to other people. You cannot live by yourself. You have to think of other people. And I actually approached that lady and I gave her some money, and that was like the world to her, When for us, say $10 means nothing, but for her, relatively speaking, $10 means the world. sometimes when I go back, I contemplated what I've done or the scene that I've seen. It makes me more motivated. It makes me cry to think back over again. All these things actually motivates you. To be honest with you, to begin with, I was not a very altruistic person. It means I don't really care for others. Because I was living at an age during my time after I finished high school and college days. I was without any religious values, and there was a lot of hatred and a lot of how do I say it, impedance. You like to impede other people's work. There was a lot of hate, practically a lot of hate. But when I went to Scotland, things happen. I get to know about religion. I get to see the world. How is it like? Then I slowly developed these values. I observe how the Westerners care for others, and also on part of my religious teaching, and also my culture setting. All this comes into being and actually shaped me to what I am today. And I actually became a better person. It made me a more wholesome person as before.
Knowing that he's such a calm and cool person, most of the time, you're working in a busy city environment. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and think, Kenny is enjoying himself there. Doesn't have to worry about this and that. Why not just take a step back and do something different rather than do convention medicine, then do voluntary work. It's fun. Get to learn from other people. There are lots of people out there suffering. If you want to do voluntary work, there are tons of voluntary work out there to be done. But actually, whether or not you can commit yourself is another thing.
And when I went to overseas, I thought that it was a beautiful world on the other side of the globe, but it was not. I faced with cultural shock, very, very real cultural shock. I went to severe depression and psychotic. I was psychotic. I was hallucinating. I heard a lot of. Obviously, my study suffered, and I crashed a few times in exam. And actually was transferred to university. And that financially has actually cost me a lot. I lost hundreds and thousands. But surprisingly though, that later on taught me what to do and what not to do in life. And I think that is the most precious moment in life. Actually, it's my failure. And something I did quite well in my exam. I pick up things in life and I did quite well.
I think in a group of friends, I think we have, we think perhaps Kenny, first of all, is a bit different. And enjoying life, doing things differently. We envy him on that aspect. We are like struggling, putting our hairs out, trying to cope with our work.
And then there's of course a problem in relationship. So I've failed in relationships because maybe people don't think you're good enough or something like that. And work-wise, I also had problems. When I was in Ulu, I remembered very well. I have to steal instruments from the hospital because the supply of instruments is so slow to come to us, and I can't do simple surgery on people with very poor and badly sterile instruments. And I was caught and reprimanded by the hospital director. So yeah, my life has been full of obstacles. It was not easy.
It also made us realize that you don't have to follow a strict path in your life. You can always venture out and do something else. Take your time. Don't have to rush. Don't have to climb up the career ladder so fast. Just take your time and just learn.
But I learned that as you pick up things in life, in fact, actually, these things about failure is part and parcel of success and later.